Thank you. My name is Henry Cooper. I'm a retired lieutenant from the Doña County Sheriff's Office and cancer survivor. And before I want to go too far, I want to say that we have an excellent cancer center here in Las Cruces. They saved my life. Now, having said that, with all the things that have been talked about here about law enforcement, being retired for the number of years I have, it's extremely frustrating to watch on TV, whatever the news source is or who the politician is or whatever party, to see how they talk about what law enforcement officers actually do on the street. I also directed several of our academies at the Sheriff's Office. I taught at the Academy in Santa Fe, and I taught several times at the Las Cruces Police Academy. Every time, it's always about what it is we teach our law enforcement officers and how they learn how to do their job on the street. And many's the time, just to keep from getting in trouble. Too many times, law enforcement officers will get complained upon because of a simple procedure they did, as they were taught in the academies. And it's not unconstitutional, it's not against the law, it's what they were taught. But there's something else, another group of people that need to be educated about law enforcement, and that's the public. What you see in movies, I could come up with numerous examples, movies, TV series, that I would sometimes throw my shoe at the TV and then go get a new TV because I broke it. Because that's how frustrated I am at how they present law enforcement to the public. And we see a failure about that education to the public from our elected leaders and maybe even from top law enforcement agencies and officials in those agencies. Qualified immunity is not about making excuses for wrongdoing. It's about letting the officer be able to do the job they have and how they've been taught. By and large. Jonah Hernandez was killed by a man with a knife. And too many times when we hear about law enforcement officers returning fire and utilizing deadly force, somebody says, oh, the guy only had a knife. Or when they shoot somebody who's driving a car trying to run them down, they were unarmed. No, they were in charge of a several thousand-pound weapon. I mean, how many people are killed by cars every year? That is where we also need to start. The education to the public about how law enforcement do their job is not always pretty. It's not always nice. But that's dependent on the type of crime these officers are facing and the education they have. Thank you.
Thank you. I lost track, but